way, I wanted to ask you, how much, like, how many people, like big people, do you think pretended to be Michael Jackson's friend, but were in on the conspiracy to like take him out?
Almost everybody.
Wouldn't that mess you up in your head if you if all of your friends conspired to take you out because they didn't want to lose their power? That's
Yeah,
crazy, isn't it?
that would definitely mess me up.
Yeah. Just imagine tomorrow, I couldn't even imagine if you, Chum, Meech, Psalms, and everybody just decided, yeah, you know what? We're gonna sell Roman to, human traffickers. My heart would be broken.
Oh,
Like,
get ready for a
but
heartbreak tomorrow morning.
I swear to God. um, no, but
Me, Meech, and Ray, come get you.
you won't. I promise that you won't get that much for me, bro. No, but
Nah,
so
eyeballs are worth a lot more than you think. So is a spleen.
anyway,
Oh
so
fuck! You don't have an appendix. God damn it.
exactly.
We're gonna,
See,
we're gonna take a little hit on that one.
so I guess kind of like to your theory earlier, there might have been a group of people that were kind of like the resistance. But I guess what I want to ask
And
you is,
not outright.
besides,
No, I don't even mean outright. I just feel like it would be like you're at a party and there's a group of people that kind of all congregate together and they're like, "This is a weird party, right, guys?"
yeah,
And they're like, "Yeah, is that guy even
but
18?" And then the other guy's like, "I don't even know if the girl's 18. Like, what's going on in there is pretty weird." They're like, "Yeah, we should let's not say anything. Let's just keep an eye on this. We got to be careful.
well,
There's
it's
some dangerous people here, so we have to be careful."
well,
They go back into the party
you
and they're like,
mentioned
"Hey," but
Eminem earlier.
but they don't like actually, um, like do anything. You know what I mean? They're just like there and they're
Yeah.
like, because even people are saying that in the Diddy thing, like people would leave at 9 o'clock, and those who would stay were the debaucherous ones.
Hmm.
And like certain people were never invited. Like Michael was never invited.
I
So
I
like
wonder why.
Michael could have been like the Bail Organa type character because Bail was never like invited to her Padme's meetings with Palpatine and Mon Mothma. No, Mon Mothma would be it. It was Bail and Padme would meet with Palpatine sometimes, but Mothma was never brought in. He hated Palpatine. Always hated Mon Mothma because she never liked him. So it'd be one of those. It would be like no one liked Mike. Everybody liked Michael, but no one trusted Michael being around because he was too smart for his own good.
Hmm. Okay.
But the other people
So
would be there, right? Like Eminem would be invited, and fucking what's his name? Equalizer, Denzel Washington. Because Denzel Washington, they literally he said as soon as Diddy came out, he's like, "Oh yeah, he did it. I've been to those parties. I left at 9 o'clock every time because as soon as you didn't, shit got weird."
well, it's kind of
So
like to your
like
point though, Roland.
he's like one of them. You know what I mean? Like he would be the guy that was invited. And there's
You
like these
mentioned
people that are
Eminem.
invited, but they leave at 9. But like, bro, you know Epstein was at some of those parties.
Oh,
You know there was
facts.
government officials at some of those parties.
Facts.
Like, I wouldn't be
So
surprised if the Clintons or Pelosi or whoever the fuck was there. Like, And then you got Michael Jackson about to fucking break down everything. Like, kill him. Yeah, it sucks. We love his music, but he needs to die. Like, that's the type of shit that they were fucking on, dude. If we can kill him slowly, at least we can give his family a lot of money and make it look like it was a tragic event. If we assassinate him, it's going to look different.
And it kind of fits to your point
because even criminals and psychopaths loved Michael Jackson, like more than John Lennon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like John Lennon was killed by a murderer because he wanted to kill the most quote unquote most peaceful man in the world. Everybody couldn't get to the Dalai Lama or whatever. But you actually believe the guy who's spreading the most peace he wanted to take out because it meant some crazy shit, whatever. I don't even think crazy people hated Michael Jackson because, like, who the fuck hates Thriller? It's a vibe. It's a bop.
Yeah.
And Michael was never too outspoken on anything like John Lennon was. Michael was just Michael. He talks about music. He talks about music and kids.
He really kept it himself. Mostly.
Yeah, he wasn't too outspoken politically. He was just like, yo, everybody treat children right because he got abused.
Everybody just get along, yeah.
Everybody get along. And like that was it. There was nothing really more. He would do some charity work. But like it wasn't one of those situations where like he was John Lennon where he would just preach and preach and preach and preach and preach, which ultimately got him killed.
But that made Michael scarier, though. I think maybe
exactly
the higher up people,
exactly,
because he was waiting to say everything.
Exactly, because he
all
knew
the pieces are coming together.
Because Michael knew everything. Why would he not? He was one of the largest people on the planet. He was like as if he was around today, he would be bigger than Elon Musk and Bezos and all of them.
You mean in terms of influence or money?
I mean in terms of both.
Because
you're telling me that Michael Jackson could run for president and he would have won. In a landslide.
Oh, yeah.
In a landslide.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he could have run. He could have run with Donald Trump as his vice president. And they would have won in a landslide. That would have been fucking gnarly. Could you imagine that? I'm not saying
that would be weird, but
I'm just saying with his popularity and his smarts, because he's smart as fuck. And
they wouldn't have let Michael become president, though, Roland.
Why not?
Because
he's American.
He would have known everything.
Yeah, but he's American.
No, I'm saying the higher up.
Trump knew everything. Trump knew everything too, and he won. So did Obama knew everything too, and he won. It's because they can't fake a popular vote like that. Except they tried to. Okay, this is a whole nother fucking conversation. They tried to in 2020. But anyway, you can't fake a popular vote like that. It's like if it's a landslide, it's a landslide.
Hold on. Before we continue, allow me to make a minor correction to something that you said. 61 federal judges heard Trump's case about the 2020 election. And every single one of them said that Biden did not cheat.
I didn't say anything.
And
I didn't say anything.
I'm just saying 60 out of the 61 of those judges.
I said they tried to. That does not mean one side or the other. And that they tried to just so happens to coincide. The reason I said they is because I don't want to say one side or the other purposely. Because YouTube's going to get really mad at me if I do. Regardless of what I say. And the other reasoning is it has to do with a certain reason that we were in our houses for a couple years. So like that's a different Monday Night Mayhem that I like can't really talk about. It probably has to be on Rumble and Kick.
Well,
Like
yeah, that that
because
one would have to be like solely on Rumble.
there's still way too much controversy over it. That's why I said they, Roman. That's what I was getting at. It wasn't Trump or Biden still the elect. It wasn't what I was trying to say there.
Oh well,
If you know, you know. Like certain people who will listen to this, they'll know.
well. I mean,
They'll
I'm
know what
just
I
saying.
meant when I said it.
I'm not saying that you believe in it, but you kind of sounded like you were part of QAnon there for like half of a second.
Well, that's what it sounded like, but that's not what I was trying to get at because we have so much
I
information now. It was
I
never,
understand.
I was
I'm just
never like
clarifying.
that in the first place. You
I
know
was
that.
just clarifying.
But yeah. No, what
I was
I
just
was
clarifying with
saying
you.
something completely different.
Yeah. I was just clarifying with you.
QAnon itself is a government fucking implant.
No, but so I I do overall though. I do actually agree with you. I think that Michael Jackson knew, and I think that he was gonna reveal at some point during the This Is It tour everything that was happening. But another part of this too, Roland, that kind of might prove that there were multiple parties in on this. Sony. So I actually did some digging while you were going on your while you were saying what you were saying. Sony hired Conrad Murray because Sony was handling a lot of the planning for the This Is It concert.
Right.
So they hired Conrad Murray. Michael did not want him. They hired him and told him this is who your doctor is going to be, and it's going to be Conrad Murray. He wanted his old doctor, but they wouldn't let him have him.
Okay.
They wanted Conrad Murray. So was Sony in on it too?
I
Interesting.
mean,
Because Michael
no, they
owned
lose too much
most of
money.
Sony's music
No,
catalog.
no. They lose too much money.
Mm, mm.
They wouldn't want him dead.
No, but he owned a lot of their catalog though. A, a lot of their music.
Yeah, but didn't he also make music for them?
Yes, but how much do you think that the Beatles' catalog is worth? Because Michael owned like the Beatles catalog.
Oh fuck.
He owned a lot of Bob Marley's music.
Multi billions.
He owned a lot of Jimi Hendrix's music. So he had a lot of music that he had. That was his money. That's why he was so rich. Liquidation. He was sitting on like $100 billion worth of music that he had. So are you telling me that Sony wouldn't want to get their hands on that, Roland? The Beatles' catalog, bro?
Well, of course they would.
Come on. Exactly. So I think Sony hired Conrad Murray, working with the higher ups that did not want Michael around, and the ultimate plan was finally put into place to take him off of the map. So
Well, I mean, that could possibly
I'm
be
not
it.
saying that Sony. So I'm not saying that Sony played like a direct part in it. I'm I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that Sony was a part of it.
Well, we know that
And
Sony itself is not the sweetest of companies when it comes to treating the people that are contracted with them.
Roland,
I
I
I don't think they kill him though, because that's like you're getting rid of an asset. Like you're killing off an asset. Why would you do that? It strategically makes zero sense.
well, no, because and I'm glad that we're having this conversation because hear my theory out here. Like I said, he owned a lot of Jimi Hendrix's music, a lot of Bob Marley's music. He owned the entire Beatles' catalog, and he
So
owned
you'd
a lot of.
rather, but did they own his music? No, right?
He owned.
He owned
He
his.
owned. He owned his music. And Roland, before I tell you this, how much do you think Elvis's music is worth?
Again, multi-billions.
Okay, Michael owned 80% of Elvis's music too.
Yes, so it's like you
You
kill
see what I'm
him,
saying?
if you kill him, all that's on the free market.
You see what I'm saying?
You might not have the time to buy all of it, but it is all on the free market at that point. It's not all owned by one guy.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, because we know that people get killed in the Hollywood industry all the time.
So
It happens now with rappers, and people just think of it as gang violence and shit. But it's like, like for what it's worth, even X, like XXX Temptation, like even he had a lot of dirt on people.
oh, that's a whole nother
And people in Hollywood.
conspiracy.
Like he had a lot of dirt on people.
Dare I say, bro?
He got murked. Like now they do it through gangs. Now they just do it through gang shit. They don't do it through the other means they used to do it through. Now
Nah,
they're
bro.
like, oh, well, that's a black guy, so we can say that he was in a gang and it's gang violence. You know what I mean? Like it's not hard for them to spin that. It's really not hard at all. All they have to do is get some guy that grew up with him that didn't like him, who's now down and out. And then they just got to give that guy who's now down and out, who grew up with X as a kid and didn't like him, and give him a gun and be like, "Yo, here's billions of dollars if you kill him, and we'll get you out of prison, and we'll put you up in Guatemala, and you'll get a
fam.
Like, don't do it. They'll do it. People like that will do it. Down and out people that are fucking fully lost, they will do it. Now this doctor too. So what the other thing that goes into this doctor, we need to look into how was his business before this. Was his business failing before he started working with Michael?
Was Conrad?
Because if his business was failing before he started working with Michael, then that's a clear sign right there.
Business failing before he met Michael Jackson. Roland, you fucking nailed it, dog.
No shot.
He was almost $200,000 in debt.
He was bankrupt. He was almost bankrupt. So that fucking makes sense, bro. He's getting paid not only by Michael Jackson, he's getting paid to fucking kill him, and that saves his business. And then afterwards, he's known as the doctor that took care of Michael Jackson, and he's set for life.
And he only got 4 years of jail.
Boom! Yeah, but his family's set for life. And he gets off scot-free after 4 years. And he's set. He pays in 4 years. He pays in 4 years of prison. Boom!
We solved it.
We didn't solve everything. I solved the fact that his business was failing and somebody paid him off.
But my question is, was it Sony?
Because why would Michael Jackson go to a doctor like that whose business was failing? Because it was recommended to Michael by somebody else.
Well, no.
Because why would Michael
Sony
Jackson
hired him?
Why would Michael Jackson not? Yes. Why would Michael Jackson not have the best of the best doctor?
Right.
And if this guy's business is failing, then he's clearly not the best of the best doctor.
With how much money he had, Michael would pay to have like the top-notch doctor with him.
Absolutely. Unless somebody else hired the doctor for him or gave the doctor a good word. Like, Roman, let's say that you want to have a fish tank put in your house, and I know a couple people. I know 5 people that are really good. I know 2 people that are phenomenal at building you a fish tank. It'll never crack, it'll never leak, and it'll look fantastic in your house. You'll barely have to clean it. And then the other 2 people that I know from that, it's a little bit lower. You'll have to clean it, like do a water change like once a month, but it'll look phenomenal in your house. And they don't come back to clean it for you, so you have to do the work for yourself. And then I have 2 people that will come in, build it, show you how to do it and everything like that, but you have to do all the work yourself. I give you the 4th guy or 5th guy, who is the guy that just comes in and builds the thing and then says, here's the instructions, this is how it works. Have fun.
Damn, I didn't even think of it in that.
But
way.
you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know that I have those 5 options to give to you.
I would trust you.
Exactly.
I would trust you. Yeah.
Exactly.
But then the people
somebody
on
else
Michael Jackson.
So like somebody else to like Diddy, right? So like Diddy over here, your next door neighbor, like I'm giving him guy number 5 who comes in every week and cleans it with a team of like sexy Colombians that wear bikinis while they're doing it, and they know exactly what they're doing and teach you everything about the fish and give you a blowjob when they're done. But you're getting the guy that is just putting a tank in your house and being like, here's the instructions, have fun. But you don't know that there's a difference because you think that everyone's getting the same service.
And to go back to what I was saying earlier, Michael didn't have any like real friends besides maybe like Chris Tucker. And so
and George Lucas.
Yes.
He was friends with George Lucas, and I think he was also friends with Spielberg. I think those 3 were homies, and I think he was actually friends with Mel Gibson too, if I remember correctly.
Was it?
Lionel Richie he was friends with.
Okay, so he had some friends, but
yeah, he had some friends, but they were like big wigs already. Like it wasn't like friends his age, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like people 20 years his senior. Like he was friends with like Betty White and Oprah.
No, Oprah was a fucking snake. Oprah was not his friend.
Well, Oprah is a snake. She's a cunt, but
yeah, no. So like, but so kind of like to what I was saying earlier though, Roland. Michael had people around him that he trusted that did not give him the best guidance. So what if the whole conspiracy was the people that were orchestrating this told Michael's friends to recommend Conrad Murray to him because he didn't want Conrad Murray to be his doctor for the, This Is It tour. He didn't want him. But Sony, the higher ups at Sony, recommended Conrad Murray to Michael Jackson and basically bullied him into choosing Conrad Murray, or they weren't gonna help fund the This Is It concert.
Oh yeah, and I don't think his family had anything to do with it.
No. But Michael had bad lawyers. He had bad legal counsel around him.
Well, and I think he was surrounded by demons. I won't say snakes because I have a snake and she's a sweetheart, and she would not have done this to Michael Jackson. So I think it's mean to say that he was surrounded by snakes. He was surrounded by demons.
And
devils.
This is the show that we can get conspiratorial on, bro. I think they were all a part of the take. I think they all were a part of taking him out, and they.
Yeah, dude. You have this goes so much deeper than just Michael Jackson.
Well, yeah.
It's deeper than that.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, I think they were all on the take, and Conrad Murray, like, really, Michael seemed like a meek and a mild dude, but someone as smart as him, why would he hire someone who was $200,000 in debt?
Dude, no, he's like Armin.
Yeah, yeah,
He's like Armin from Attack on Titan.
yeah, yeah.
You
Actually,
don't suspect him. That's why I said he's like Armin or Jar Jar. It's like you don't suspect him. He's the least suspectable person to be a threat. But he's actually the biggest fucking threat. Because he's smarter than everyone.
Yeah.
He's thinking. And you trust him. Everyone trusts him. You might not bring him around certain things because you're like, he won't like this. But you don't know that he knows that you're actually doing PDF file things. But he knows it.
But Michael knew, though.
Yes.
Michael knew.
But you don't know that he knows. But he knows. So you just figured, oh, Michael's not a partier. He doesn't like to come to these parties. So we don't invite him. It's not his thing. But maybe, just maybe, he was sitting up top on his Ferris wheel one night in his backyard and he saw what was going on in yours.
God damn. I didn't even think of that.
And he watched it with a telescope. And just maybe he thought, next time they have a party, I'm going to do that. And I'll just watch the whole thing. And then maybe after that, he said, I'm going to do it again. Because that could have just been an orgy. But it never stopped.
What if he... Wait.
It never stopped. It continued. And there was
what if he recorded
there was an underground tunnel between their houses.
What if he recorded that shit?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
And he has a Ferris wheel, does he not?
He did, yes. Yeah.
And even if he didn't have a Ferris wheel, he had a roller coaster that he could just stop at the top.
Yeah, he controlled all of his rides.
Yeah, he could just be like, hey buddy, hey Jarvis, can you just shut it off when we get to the top? I just want to sit up here for like an hour and just hang out. And then I'll just continue my roller coaster ride and go down.
The thing is, bro,
of course, sir.
No one would think that Michael would have been watching. No one would have thought that.
No. He's everywhere. He's always behind the curtain. Michael Jackson's everywhere. He's been watching everyone the entire time. I had this whole conversation with my mom, and she was like, that's crazy. And I was like, no, dude, like, think about it. Like, he's everywhere, and he's the least suspectable person because he's the biggest person in fucking show business. No one would suspect Michael. Of course he's in on all the dirty deeds. So no one even thinks that they have to question that he has a problem with the dirty deeds because of course he's in on them. He's more famous than all of us. He's more famous than Jeffrey Epstein, and look what Jeffrey Epstein's doing. So of course Michael's in on all this evil shit. But no, he wasn't.
Bro, that's crazy. So he
was literally quite literally always behind the curtain in every room that he was in. He could probably just walk in and not move and just stand there.
Well,
and people would just be like, they wouldn't even notice him. He gives you that vibe, right? He gives you the vibe of the guy that if you're in a packed room, let's say you're in fucking Harvey Weinstein's room and him and Meryl Streep are fucking. And like there's like 4 other people like playing cards and drinking and smoking like in this hotel room. Michael Jackson just walks in, closes the door, and just stands there with a camera. No one's even gonna fucking notice.
It's not even that, dog.
He wouldn't do it with a camera, but it's just no one even noticed. They would just be like, hey, Michael. Because they would just assume he's okay with this shit. They would just now, not necessarily because not all of them trusted him, but the peons, right? The lower people. I'm not talking about Epstein, Weinstein, Diddy, and the heads, the
Their
government heads.
servants.
I'm talking about the people right under them, like
Yeah.
like the people like fucking R. Kelly,
Yeah. Yeah.
like that shit. R. Kelly and I think actually one of the first ones that got fucking caught. Let me get a pudding pop.
No, but to add some credence on to your theory, Roland, Michael himself admitted that to have some semblance of a normal life, he would go out in public disguised.
Yeah, I know.
So you wouldn't even be able to tell if it was him, if he didn't want to be known.
Dude, it's some 21 Jump Street shit. He probably this motherfucker probably is friends with Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is like, yeah, those masks that I wear in Mission Impossible that make me look like a completely different person, they're real. I have one of those machines in my basement. Oh, you want one? Tom Cruise was never at any of these parties.
Okay, Tom, I'll have one. Hee hee.
Yeah, Tom's like, here, you'll look like me. Ha! He's like, you'll be shorter, though. Tom, how do I get shorter than you? It's the mask. No, seriously, though. Tom Cruise was never there. Bruce Willis was never there. Denzel Washington was never there. Liam Neeson was never there. There's like a lot of people that were never at these events. But Michael was never even Brendan Fraser, but Michael was never even invited.
I wonder why.
Yeah, because they knew. They're like, hey, maybe the guy that got like beaten by his father and also molested as a child probably isn't the greatest guy to invite to a party where we are doing what we're doing to underage children. You evil sons of bitch. You all deserve prison. You all deserve prison. I hope one of you sees this. I hope one of you.
I want to ask you though, Roland.
I hope one of those motherfuckers from Hollywood clicks on this video at some point at 3 a.m. and they're like, "Oh, the mystery of Michael Jackson," and they click on it and they just hear me saying that and they think back to the time that they did some fuck shit and they know that their time's coming.
On God. So, kind of like
all you fuckers are gonna get exposed someday. It's gonna happen.
So, here's my thing, Roland. Your theory, I think, has a lot of plausibility, but let me just add like another question / layer on to it. How much dirt do you think Michael actually had? Do you think he had like everything?
Almost all of it, because every single company wanted him. Every movie.
So he must have had like everything.
Yeah, but every single movie company wanted him too. The governments knew him. He was known as the guy that would go to another country that was in war and stop the fucking war.
Yeah, he sat leaders down to like talk to each other.
Yeah. Because everybody loved Michael Jackson.
Yeah. So he probably had dirt on everyone and everything.
Yeah, because guess what? That goes with my theory of he's not a threat. He's Michael Jackson. Look at him.
Right.
We can talk shit in front of him. He's just the guy that's and Roman, look at him, right? If you're used to being around famous people 24/7, surrounded by bodyguards, completely protected, and you're having these clandestine meetings, if Michael Jackson just walked in and just stood behind you, would you stop the conversation? Would you
No.
Would you even notice?
No.
Would you really even notice? You'd be like, oh, whoever just opened. You might not even turn around because whoever just opened the door is supposed to be in this clandestine meeting.
Yeah.
Like, how many meetings has he sat in on? How many phone calls has he just not hung up on when he said, hey, bye?
Oh my God, dude.
Like,
I didn't even think of that.
Okay, bye. Like, dude, how many times in a party at Diddy's house where there's a fucking 200 people, 300 people, and they're all
You probably
fucking.
just be blending in.
They're all fucking. They're not even paying attention to what's going on. They're all drunk and debaucherous. He can walk into any room anywhere with glasses on and a mustache, and no one would know it's him.
Do you think he was filming shit?
I would be. And knowing him, he has the money to afford a small camera implanted in a jacket. That was technology that was around in the 2000s.
Dude, he probably had everything. He probably had everything. He probably had Diddy like dead to rights, bro.
I don't even think it was just Diddy. He probably had every single person there dead to rights. He was a threat to everyone that was in this debaucherous zone, and would what they did to children as well. Some of them, not everyone there. Some of them were just sex addicts. You know what? If you're a sex addict and all you do as a famous person is fuck all the time, that's your prerogative. That's fine with me. Maybe you should get some help, but that's fine with me. You're not hurting anybody except for maybe your relationships. But if it's an underage child, then you can go to hell.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be a trial. Let's just say that. I don't even think that Michael would be able to stomach that.
Well,
but who's to fucking know, dude? Like, this could be a whole fucking movie where Michael Jackson's like he's like Spike Spiegel.
bro.
And he gets in, right? And he plants cameras in the party. Like, we literally don't know. Because all of this technology existed. Like, there could have been a whole fucking investigation that was going down, and everyone died. Including Michael, who was the plant.
Bro.
Like, if you want to go full fucking crazy on it, that literally could be a movie where everyone, it's like Valkyrie, right? The guys who tried to assassinate Hitler, the movie. Like,
what if his biopic shows that, though?
Like, it could literally be shit of like, oh, dude, there was this like CIA group of operatives that hired Michael Jackson and they were all working together and all of them got taken out on this crazy fucking anti-trafficking mission. And in the end, Michael died because of it. Like,
which kind of goes back to my original
dude,
theory.
like shit like that, like I'm sure that's not what happened. Like, he wasn't some part of some task force. But it's a fun fucking story. And, like, it could be real because it totally could. We have no idea what actually happened.
No.
They tell us what actually happened, but no one believes it. So there could totally be this idea that he was being informed by a small task force like Lazarus or like fucking Cowboy Bebop, like the Bebop crew, like, hey, you have to get into this party, Michael, and you have to get this information. But he's dressed like fucking Mel Gibson or some shit. Like,
yeah,
he's like in a disguise as just like a different guy or just one of the waiters, or he's wearing a mask like he's one of the debaucherous whores. But he's planting listening devices. Like, dude, this is totally a thing that could possibly. I want to make an entire anime about Michael Jackson.
Or
I think I'm gonna
showed up as him, but no one thought anything of it. That could also be it too.
Well, he wasn't invited. He was never invited. That was actually said by somebody that Michael Jackson himself was never invited to a Diddy party.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he refused once, and Diddy never invited him ever again.
No.
But they were cool. Were cool, but Diddy never invited him. And apparently it was one of those things. I think the guy Big OG, what the fuck was his name? He was on Piers Morgan. He's a big husky black guy, and he's Cassie Ventura's bodyguard, personal bodyguard. He said he overheard. I think it was him that said he overheard Diddy say that Michael was not welcome to the parties.
Okay, but it's kind of to your point though, Roland, and like kind of goes back to like what I said earlier. Nah, bro, I'm I'm with you. Michael went to the, you know, Diddy parties, but like he went there undercover, bro. He definitely got video and like, audio and heard and saw everything.
You think he had somebody get him in, like Depp?
I, uh, you know what? It wouldn't shock me.
Like I bet you
It wouldn't
Depp
shock
could
me.
get him. I bet you Depp could get him in, and Depp would just leave at like 9 o'clock.
I think though that Michael was at a lot of those parties and probably had a lot of information.
I don't even
And
necessarily think he was there because all he would have to do was get in, plant some like listening devices, and then just chill up in his. Oh my god! And then Michael Jackson is just chilling up in his fucking Ferris wheel, and he's
Ferris
just sitting
wheel
there like
watching.
he's just sitting there watching him, and he's listening, and he's just like he, I got you.
He's listening, but he's also recording it too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh my god, dude.
Roman, can we write a whole show about Michael Jackson?
We should write an anime.
Dude, I think there needs to be an anime about Michael Jackson like taking down the corrupt Hollywood. And then he dies at the end. They kill him.
So
They kill him, but then other people continue on talking about Michael.
So this
That's
actually
the whole story.
point. This actually goes back to my point though earlier.
His name can be Jekyll Maxon. I'm dead serious. I'm not even joking. We'll name him Jekyll Maxon, and he'll be the anime version of Michael Jackson, and that way he can't be copyright struck. And he has a song called Killer, and it's really big.
And
he also has a song called
It Beats.
Yeah, no. It's called Beat Me.
Beat Me. And instead of going he goes
No, he still says instead of he does like a ha ha. It's almost like a Mortal Kombat whoopsie.
So
it's like a ha.
So now let me ask you, Roland.
Dude, Jekyll Maxon is gonna be a character.
Dude, you should like put that in your book.
I think I'm gonna put Jekyll. I think Jekyll Maxon actually might be a character in my book. He'll just be sick as fuck, and no one will know except for everybody that listens to this stream. They'll be like, Jekyll is a weird name, and it's like, yeah, well, it's like he's a space guy. He's not real. He's ancient. He's from an ancient civilization from a different planet. Like that's part of my story. But his name's Jekyll Maxon. But it'll be spelled like Jekyll. How do I spell that? It'll be spelled like
Jichae.
It sounds like Jichael.
I mean, you can spell Jekyll like Jackyal.
Jaykel. Jekyll.
Maxon. Mackson.
No, Jei. Jekyll. Jaik. Jekyll. Jekyll.
Ooh.
Jaikel. Jekyll. And I could put an apostrophe because Jai is Jai. No, I could put an apostrophe Jekyll. And then Maxon. Jekyll Maxon.
So
it's Jekyll Maxon, bro. It's not Michael Jackson. It's Jekyll Maxon. I will make Jekyll Maxon a real character in the book. I will write him into it, and Jekyll Maxon will be sick. What should he be? Guys, actually, let's have, like, chat. Give me who Jekyll Maxon should be when we go on the
There's no
Roller
one in
Romecast.
chat.
No, on the Roller Romecast. You don't say that out loud, you goober. It's a
Oh.
Monday night. I don't expect there to be. There's a lot of people that are sleepy. But, no, I'll do it on Friday. I'll be like, guys, what kind of characters is Jekyll Maxon?
So
Make him a character that they meet, and then he become part. I feel like he should become part of the crew.
So,
because he could actually end up being one of the best characters in the book. Now that I'm thinking about it, if he's doing the type of shit that we just talked about Michael Jackson doing in our fictional anime that we haven't made, then like Jekyll Maxon might be one of the best characters in the fucking book if he's taking down a corrupt fucking trafficking ring and shit. When they find him, that's what he's doing. He's taking down Hollywood, but it's just on a different planet.
Yeah.
He's bringing down the entire government of a planet on his own without anybody, without help of any resistance. It's just Jekyll Maxon.
Bro, Michael was...
He's cyberpunk as fuck. Oh my god! I need to play cyberpunk and make Michael Jackson a character.
That'd be sick as hell.
Oh my god, I'm just gonna run around as Michael Jackson. It's so doable.
So let me pose a question to you, Roland. Since we've last seen the video about that phone call, has your view on that phone call changed, knowing that the system might have been against Michael? That might have been him being like paranoid that they were going to kill him? That audio was actually real?
I never said that it. So, all right.
You were 70-30 that it
maybe
wasn't earlier.
Maybe now I'm 60-40 or 45-55.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Like, I'm almost there on it. It's just I can believe that it's real. Do I think that's how they killed him? I don't know. That's more where I'm at. I think that he could have easily known and been scared for his life? Yeah, because there could have been somebody that met at a party. The same way that you have people in Revenge of the Sith telling Padme to be careful.
Yeah.
With what she's doing politically. You need to be careful. The same way you have an Andor with Mon Mothma. It's like they can't outright kill her, but like you have to be fucking careful. I think there could have been somebody at a party that might have said to Michael, you got to be fucking careful. And he just wasn't as careful as he should have been.
Yeah.
But it might have also been too late. I think it was too late. I think he already was being poisoned. He just didn't realize it.
Yeah.
He started fucking deteriorating, bro. He didn't look the same when he died. Like
which is weird because they say on his autopsy roll that he was totally healthy. I don't buy that.
Well, I know, but he looked physically like skinny. Like he looked ill. He looked skeletal.
So here, let's actually look at like comparison.
He didn't look like the picture that you have there, and even the picture that you have there, he still looks like he's deteriorating. And that's after his plastic surgery.
Let's look at him in like 1995.
Was he white?
Well, do you want to go back to when he was black?
No. I don't need to go back to when he was black, because that's before he had facial surgery. I need to go to the facial surgery.
Yeah.
And then see what he looked like the year he died.
Well, you talk about more about him deteriorating in body or face, because I can get body shots too.
I mean, both.
Okay,
both.
So this is him.
If you're deteriorating in body, you're deteriorating in face. I've seen it happen to my own father with his cancer.
Okay. So look at him in the 90s. He looks healthy, right? Like he looks normal,
Yes, of
right?
course.
Okay. Look at him there. He
In
doesn't look healthy.
which one?
Like you can tell that he got like here. Look at that.
You gotta pull the picture up bigger.
Look at that. He's a twig. Compared to the 90s, he's a twig.
I need a better picture. I do see kind of what you're saying, but that could be the clothing.
It could be. Okay. I'm trying to find a better picture. Hold on.
Yeah, is it raining right now at your
But
house?
is it raining outside?
It's pouring right now.
Is it
That's why
really?
I asked if it's raining for you yet, because that would be funny if it wasn't.
I hear it outside.
Are you on the
This
top
is kind of
floor?
blurry, but like
Yeah, bro, his
I'm
waist is
on the
shit, but he's always been skinny.
I'm on the second floor.
Oh, so then
All
you
right,
should fucking
we can do face. Michael Jackson 90s. Yeah, look. He looks normal, right?
well, he looks like Michael Jackson.
Bruh, that's a sick ass picture. Um, let's look at him in 2009. Does he look good?
Oh,
Your theory might be right, Roland. They might have been they might have been poisoning him, and he just didn't know
I mean,
because he looked like
it's clear that he's got a lot of makeup, but I mean, from the '90s to here, he's had facial work done. Look up Michael Jackson 2000.
2000. Yeah, actually, I can even do a better one because he put out an album in 2001.
Yeah, right after
Yeah,
fucking. Yeah, so even that face compared to the 2009 one, he's got more fucking compared to the picture that you have. Like he's clearly got work done on his cheekbones, but he doesn't look as fucking gaunt. Like
yeah. Like let's
he
go back
looks,
to 2009. Yeah,
he looks
dude.
like
He's
dude, that third picture over, he looks gaunt. He looks like a
right here.
skeleton. Yeah.
Yeah,
Look, go to the one on the bottom right there.
right here. Yeah, yeah.
He looks skeletal. Like that looks like what Papa Emeritus does on purpose with prosthetics for ghost concerts.
Huh. Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Like he
So
purposely does that to make himself look gaunt. He puts more clay on his cheekbones and face and makes a prosthetic mask before the concert to make his because obviously he's not actually a gaunt person. So in order to make it look like that, he has to build up the skin around and make a mask over his face.
so
But
so
that's
but
not a
like
mask. That's somebody that's lost a lot of fucking weight and looks like they're dying.
would poisoning do that though? Like would it like make you like
There's certain kinds.
deteriorate?
There are certain kinds that could make you deteriorate. There's certain kinds of poison that could fuck with your the way that your bacteria is in your body. There's certain types of poison that could fuck with the way that your blood cells fight off disease, and then that's all you have to worry about is just getting the flu.
They also say that he wasn't eating much before he died either. So that could also be a part of it.
Well, that could be depression. That could be a lot of other things. By the way, Roman, it's absolutely hailing outside.
Hailing or like
Well,
raining?
I guess not hail, but like super hard rain. And there's lightning flashing, so we might both go offline at some point.
Oh my god, dude. Holy shit.
I'm about to check the weather.
Yeah, it's gonna be pouring for the next like hour.
Hold up. Oh yeah. It says 100%.